So hello everyone, Namaste and welcome back once again to the today's session over design of RCC and steel structural elements. So I was discussing about the design of counterfort retaining wall, and in the last session we have finished with design of heel slab. Okay, so up to today's session we have finished with the three components of retaining wall. First one, upright slab, we have finished. Then we have finished with toe slab. Then in the last section we have finished with design of heel slab. Okay, and we are left with the last part, that is the design of counterfort, which is very important in the design of counterfort retaining wall. So we have left with this part, that is the design of the black color what you can see here. This part we need to design, that is called as design of counterfort. This part we need to design now. Okay, so let us begin with design of counterfort. Okay, so design of counterfort, design of counterfort. Okay. So now here let us assume thickness of top of thickness of top of counterfort .4 meter. The thickness of top of counterfort is 0.4 meter. Understood? So what I am trying to say, we'll assume the thickness of counterfort as 0.4, the double of the thickness of stem. So the thickness of stem is 0.2, so we have made it double, so 0.4. So we'll assume the thickness of top of counterfort as 0.4. Okay. So now we have to find out what is the pressure transfer over the counterfort. Okay. So now the total lateral force transfer to one counterfort, the total lateral force transfer to one counterfort. Now we have to find out. Okay, so with respect to this, now we have to find out what is the total force transfer over the one counterfort. Okay, the one counterfort we are going to design, and same the reinforcement detail we are going to provide with other counterforts. Okay, so for that we have to find out what is the total force acting over the one counterfort. What is the total force acting over the one counterfort, or like this, over this counterfort. Okay, that we are going to find out. So therefore total force transfer is equal to, again it is the lateral earth pressure, so that is half base is K into gamma into H into H. So this is the force. into L. So I'll explain that. So half base is that is K is 0.333, gamma is 16, H is 6.3 into 6.3, and this is nothing but 3 meter. So we get this as 317.2 kilonewton. 317.2 kilonewton. Okay. So this is the total force transfer over the one counterfort. So I'll explain here now. Okay. Now first of all, the pressure K into gamma into H. So this is the height of counterfort, what you can see here. Okay. So K into gamma into H. So H is 6.3 and the soil is here. The soil is here is of having density 16. So that's why here it is K gamma H into height H. Okay. So for like this. So this is H. And this is half base height. Half base height into L. So why this is L now? Why this L? Okay. Now see here. Here we have one counterfort. Here we have another, or here it may be another counterfort. So the soil is acting like this. The soil is acting like this. Correct? The soil pressure will be like this. It will acting over the counterfort like this. Understood? It will be like this. So we have to consider as a T beam. As a T beam means this side we have soil and this side also we have soil. So total together center to center from here to here one more counterfort. So this is 3 meter again, correct? So the total is means 50% from this side, where the 50% of from this side and the 50% from this side. So 1.5 meter, 1.5 meter, 3. So the length of the, or directly the center to center distance between the counterfort. Directly we can take L is equal to 3 meter. Okay. So that is L is equal to 3 meter. So with respect to that, we got the total force acting on the counterfort is 317.2 kilonewton. Okay. So therefore the maximum bending moment that is, I can call it as PA into H by 3. So PA is 317.2 into H is 6.3 by 3. So we got this as 666.12 kilonewton meter. So we got M is equal to 666.12 kilonewton meter. Okay. So now this here the area of the is we have got already half into base is K into gamma into H into H. So this is area into for a span of L. So this is a load P or W, but it is acting at a CG of H by 3. So if you have to find out the moment because of this force, So force is PA, force into distance you have to multiply. To get moment, what you have to do? This force into distance to get the moment, force into distance to get the moment. So that's why it is PA into H by 3. So what I did here? PA into H by 3. So we got 666.12 kilonewton meter. Understood? Clear? So therefore MU is equal to, MU is equal to 1.5 times this. So we get this as 999.187 kilonewton meter. So this is a moment acting over the counterfort. Correct? Now after getting the moment, again you have to go for AST for counterfort. AST for counterfort. Okay. So for that, the required data, so B, now B is not perimeter run here because we are designing as a single element, as a vertical or the continuous slab supporting over the counterfort. So that that will act as a beam. So B will be 0.4, the width of the counterfort we have assumed as 0.4, and the depth is here the what I call the total depth of the counterfort. So it is 3.15 plus 0.2, so it will be 3.35 meter, and the small depth will be, by deducting again, so 3.35 minus d dash, also I'll assume 60 mm cover here. Okay, so we'll get this, the small d will be 3290 mm. Okay, 3290 mm. So for that, how we get this, I'll explain here now. Okay, now so this, now this part, it will act as a T beam or a T beam slab assembly. So I'll just try to explain here. Okay, so we have this, this is a upright slab, you have to imagine here, and here we have the counterforts like this, and this distance is 3 meter. Okay, so the width of this, we have to consider this is a beam, so width of beam is 4 meter. And what should be the depth? What should depth? Okay, so depth is nothing but this. So it is like a T beam slab. So this we have to consider as a slab, and this is a beam. This is a slab and this is a beam, T beam section. So the slab here and the width of the beam is 400, and the depth, because we are considering at the maximum level, so this is be 3.15 plus 0.2, 3.15 plus 0.2, so correct, 3.15 plus 0.2, that's why I have considered that is 3.15 plus 0.2, and deducting 60 mm cover, so we get this as, so still if you are not getting it, so like this we have to consider. Yes, this is a beam we have to consider like this. Okay, this beam you have to consider, and for that the width of beam is, so this width is 0.4 and the depth is here we have to consider as maximum level, so that is 3.15 plus 0.2, and here it is supporting slab like this side and this side, it is supporting slab, that is a, what you can say, it's a stem. Okay, and the soil pressure is like this, so 3.15 plus 0.2, so this is the depth of the counterfort, that is the D. Okay, so that's why we have considered 3.3290 mm. Okay, so now we have to find out the AST. For that you have to use B is equal to 0.4 and D is equal to 3290. Okay, so therefore, so AST is 0.5 FCK 20 upon FY 415 into bracket of 1 minus square root of 1 minus 4.6 mu already you have got, that is 999.187 into 10 to 6 divided by FCK. B is 400, D is 3290 square into B is 400 into D is 3290. Okay, this is regarding the so therefore we get AST is equal to 853.25 mm square. This is the AST we want. But you have to check for AST minimum also. Because we are designing as a beam, so the minimum AST for beam is 0.85 B D upon Fy. For beam it is. Don't calculate as 0.12% of BD, that is for slab, and here we are designing as a beam. So for beam the minimum tension reinforcement is 0.85 BD upon Fy. Understood? So it is 0.85, B is 400, D is 3290 upon Fy is 415. Okay, so we get the AST minimum as 2695.42 mm square. So this much percentage, this much steel you have to provide, which is more than AST, So we have to provide AST minimum only. And this should be in terms of number of bars. This should be in terms of number of bars you have to provide. Clear? Okay. So here, so the number of bars, because we are designing as a beam, so how you get that? That is the AST 2695.42 divided by, assuming 20 dia bar, so we get this as 9 numbers. We get this as 9 numbers. Okay. So here you have to provide 9 number of bars as AST in contour foot. Okay, understood. Now next we will move on to, after now we have finished with all the components of retaining wall, and the one more part we are left with, that is the connection, the design of connection between counterfort to toe slab and counterfort to heel slab. We are left with only this, so we'll finish up that. Okay, we'll finish up that. Okay, so first we'll start with connection between okay, so better we'll continue with that part in the next session. Okay, so out of 9 bars, what you have to do here now, before going to the connection part, so this is again important here. So total 9 bars we have what in counterfort. So but what we can do here, out of total 9 bars, because what will happen here, the moment will be maximum at the bottom, because we have considered at h by 3, it will be maximum. So if you provide full bars throughout the height, that is for 6.3 meter height, so the section will be uneconomic, so in that case what you can do, so you do the curtailment, means half bars will be erected throughout the height, and 50% of bars will be erected throughout the height, and the 50% bars will be stopped at the particular height, correct? So for the economy, so for 6.3 height, if you erect all the bars, that is 9 bars, it will be costlier, because the movement at the top will be very negligible. Okay, so with respect to that, considering that, what you can do, you provide the 9 bars, but in the curtailment pattern. Okay, so that is the, out of 9 bars you can provide 50%, or the 5 bars throughout the height, and 4 bars we can stop. So for that, what you can write here, okay, what you can write, that I'll explain in the detailing part how. Okay, so what you can do here, hence five bars for full height, of counterfort, full height of counterfort, and 4 bars at a distance of h by 5. So what you have to do, out of 9 bars, 5 bars will be full height throughout the height, that is for 6.3 we have to provide, plus 4 bars we have to provide only at a height of h by 5. So what I am trying to say, so the bars will be provided like this, correct? So out of 9 bars, 5 bars will be provided throughout the height, like this, and the remaining 4 bars will be at a height of h by 5. It will come somewhere here, so we have to provide only up to this. So we can avoid the 4 bars to erect throughout the height for the economy. Okay, so this is the end of design of counterfort. So in the next session we are going to discuss about the connection between the counterfort and upright slab and heel slab. Okay, so thank you very much.